Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope you will be fine. In this lecture, we will discuss about the absorption of the food. You know about it that in the previous lecture we will discuss about the digestive system. So when the digestion of the food is completed, all the healthy food or all the useful material in the food are absorbed into the blood. So in this topic we will discuss about the absorption of the food. Clear? Nearly all the absorption of the food into the blood system takes place in the small intestine. When we take the food, our body digests the food, so all the useful material are separated from that food, and the wasteful material are also separated from the food. So the useful material are absorbed into the blood by the help of the villi, which is present inside the wall of the small intestine, are absorbed the food by the villi. Villi have a dense network of the blood capillaries. So when we take the food, our body digests the food. So in the small intestine, all the useful material are absorbed by the villi. So you know about that, villi have a network of blood capillaries. So that food are absorbed by the villi, and the blood is diffused, or all the material are transferred towards the blood capillaries, and through the blood all the food are distributed in our body. The digested foods are transported to the liver, and liver controls what happens to them. Clear? So glucose is needed for the respiration. You know about that the glucose is needed for the respiration. Why it is needed for the respiration? When the breakdown of the glucose takes place, it helps in the respiration. A constant supply of the glucose circulates in the blood. If there is too much glucose, the liver converts some into insoluble glycogen. This can be changed back into glucose when it is needed. When we take a sufficient amount of the glucose or high amount of the glucose, our body utilizes the needed glucose, and the remaining glucose which is not needed for our body, that glucose is converted into a storage amount, and that storage amount of the glucose is called glycogen. When our body needed energy, so that storage glucose are changed back into glucose when it is needed. Clear? So when we take a high amount of the glucose, this glucose is stored in our body. Clear? For example, when we are in fasting condition, clear? So in the fasting condition, we are not eating something. So in that way, in this time, we get energy from the stored glucose. Now, excess carbohydrates are converted into fats. When we take excess carbohydrates, that carbohydrates are converted into fats. Amino acids formed by the digestion of the proteins, amino acids cannot be stored. When the protein are digested, so the proteins are converted into amino acids. We know that the amino acids are the building blocks of the proteins. So the proteins, when the digestion of the proteins occurs by the help of the protease enzyme, so that protein are converted into amino acids. Clear? That amino acids then converted into ammonia and then urea, and it is released from our body. Clear? Excess amino acid cannot be stored in our body. They are used for the growth and the repair of the body. Protein are used for the growth and the repair of the body, and it helps in the muscles development in our body. Excess amino acid are changed into a substance called urea, which then be excreted. Because urea is a toxic substance, or ammonia is a toxic substance, and it is not needed for our body, and it is toxic for our body. Clear? So excess amino acids are changed into substance called the urea, and which is then excreted from our body. So in the large intestine, in the small intestine, all the absorption of the food takes place. All the useful material are absorbed by the villi, and it is distributed through our blood in our body. Then in the large intestine, water and the mineral salts are removed from the undigested food. Clear? That material which is undigested, which is not digestible for our body, or it is not digested in our body. Clear? From that material, mineral and water are separated. So that mineral and water are needed for our body, is needed for our body. So for this purpose, it is separated from the undigested material. So when it is separated from the undigested material, it is absorbed by the blood. Clear? And distributed in our body. Food often contains cellulose from the plant cell wall, which we cannot digest. Plant cell wall is also cellulose is the plant cell wall. It is called the cellulose, and it is not digestible for our body. Our body cannot digest the cellulose. Clear? So the remaining undigested material passes on to the rectum, where it is stored as feces until it is passed out of the anus. About 2/3 the feces is water, and about half of the rest is bacteria, mainly dead bacteria. So that material which is not digestible from our body, or which is not digested by our digestive system, it is as well removed from our body. So the undigested material are stored into the rectum. Clear? When it is mixed with the water and dead bacteria, then it is removed from our body. Clear? The undigested material pass on to the rectum, where it is stored as a feces. Clear? Until it is passed out of the anus. About 2/3 of the feces is water. Clear? The feces is mixed with the water, and about half of the rest is bacteria, and mainly dead bacteria. That bacteria which is not needed for our body, or that bacteria is mixed with that feces, then it is passed away from body. If there is no water in the feces, then it is very difficult to pass away that feces from our body. Clear? The bacteria line the intestine, and scientists believe that they may play an important role in producing certain enzymes and helping the body to fight the diseases. The bacteria are present in the walls of the intestine, or line the intestine. And scientists research that believe that bacteria play an important role to producing certain enzymes, and producing certain vitamins and helping the body to fight the diseases. Clear? That vitamins help in to fight the diseases. So some bacteria are useful for us, and that helps to produce the certain vitamins, and that vitamins defend us from the different diseases. Now, clear girls, coming towards the problem with the digestive system. So there is many problem which is related to the digestive system. Clear? For example, if you take the food and this food is mixed with the different germs, or we not take the food properly washed, or we not cook the food properly, so this will make cause the problems with the digestive system. Germs get into the digestive system when you eat infected food. This is called food poisoning. Clear? When we take the infected food, this is called the food poisoning. Foods can be infected when you buy them, or while they are being prepared at home, not washing the hands before preparing food and after using the toilet. Clear? If we take the food or if we cook the food, not properly wash the hands or not properly wash that food before cooking or after using the toilet, so it will may cause the different diseases. Clear? When we cook the food, before cooking we must properly wash the vegetables or the meat, as well our hands, as well the utensils. Clear? Losing hanging hair and sneezing near food can all lead to germs getting into the food, and this will may cause the different diseases in the digestion. Clear? So the first disease is the indigestion. Indigestion is usually caused by eating food too quickly or not chewing it enough. When we taking food too quickly, not biting the food properly or not chewing in the food properly, it will may cause the indigestion, जिसे हम कहते हैं बदहजमी. The stomach produce extra juices. Stomach produce extra juices because with the result that the stomach contains a lot of acids. When we take the food, our stomach produce some acids. Clear? To digest that food. When we not chewing the food properly by our teeth, then the stomach produce more and more juices to digest that food. So it will cause the indigestion. If the person belches, some of the acid comes up the gullet. Clear? If the person belches, some of the acid comes up the gullet, causing a burning sensation. You feel sometimes the burning sensation at your food pipe. Clear? This is due to the too much producing acid at your stomach, which is sometimes called the heartburn. When we take the food and this food will not properly chewing by our teeth, our stomach produce too much acid. This will cause the indigestion. Clear? So sometimes we start the belches. So this acid comes up our gullet or our esophagus, causing a burning sensation. This will call heartburning or heartburn. Indigestion can usually cured by taking a tablet or drink which contains an alkali that will neutralize the acid, that will neutralize our body, that will neutralize our esophagus or the acidic amount. Clear? A person who constantly has too much acid in his stomach may get an ulcer. Clear? Ulcer is a disease of the stomach which is produced by the producing too much acid. This is when the acid starts to eat into the wall of the stomach, which then becomes raw and painful. Clear? When our stomach produces too much acid, it will cause to eat on the wall of the stomach, which then become painful for us. Ulcers seem to be most common in the middle-aged and elderly people, often seem to be brought on by overwork and worry. Here ulcers sometimes caused by the worry and tension. Clear, girls? So indigestion is caused by eating food too much quickly or not chewing food properly. So in this way our stomach produce more and more acids. Clear? In this way acid amount in our body or in the stomach is too much. So if the person start belches, some of the acid come up the gullet, causing a burning sensation. This is called heartburn, dil ka jalna. Indigestion can be cured by taking a tablet or drink. This is called which one drink? Alkali drink that will neutralize the acid in our body. A person who constantly has too much acid in his stomach may get an ulcer, and this will cause or eating on the wall of the stomach, which can be raw and painful for the patient. Clear, girls? Thank you. The next topic we will discuss in our next lecture.